So let's take a look at this decade-old toy. The box looks pretty cool. We get the Transformers logo at the bottom corner with the Autobots logo and Ultimate Bumblebee written in embossed text at the top. The movie hero comes to life at the push of a button. Note how comes to life is in quotation marks. Yeah, we get it. We get a little arrow pointing at the Camaro to indicate that the toy does indeed transform, while even the box itself transforms. This panel opens, giving us a better look at the toy through this plastic window, while on the inside you can see more information on the toy as well as some more pictures of it. The back also gives further details, but you can pause the video if you want to read any of that, as I have better things to do, such as lying down in the dark and contemplating all the mistakes I've ever made in my life. Anyway, that's enough about the box. Let's open it up and take a look at this transforming toy. Okay, so here we have the Ultimate Bumblebee, and it looks pretty awesome. It's very big and it's nicely detailed. On the forehead you can make out the Autobot logo, while the face has been moulded beautifully, with some great paint apps, and further detail can be seen on the sides of the head. As for the torso, it's mostly made up of folded pieces of the hood and the front grille of the car, which don't really have a lot of articulation, making it less impressive than it could have been. Even up at the shoulders, we get this weird cube section with some nice detailing, but it just looks kind of clunky. I do appreciate the positioning of the front wheels and the doors, however, as this is very accurate to his depiction in the movie. As for the arms, they look alright. We get some nice sharp detailing in the grey plastic, as well as the yellow side panels on the upper arm, and some sculpted sections on the forearm. The right arm has his cannon on the end, which actually fires a missile, but more on that later, while the left features fingers and thumbs, which are articulated, so can move between an open hand and a clenched fist. Moving down to the lower section, you can see the bent license plate, as well as his silver gas cap. The legs look fairly decent too, with some of the side panelling used to create a more natural shape for the upper legs, while we get sculpted detailing on the shins, and finally the feet do look a little bit stunted, but do support the figure well, allowing it to stand freely. As with most Transformers toys, the back is where it starts to fall apart a little, and it just looks like a wrecked car. The backs of the legs are basically made up of the back section of the car, which has been split in half, while the roof and windscreen act as his lower back. So, for detail, the front looks great, but the back, not so much. Turning to features, Bumblebee offers some lights and sounds. These are switched on by pressing the Autobot logo on his chest.
Ready! You are my first human friend. We must protect the Allspark. Megatron will stop it.
After this, the toy will remain on and occasionally move around, as well as play more music clips and phrases.
This concludes our radio broadcast.
Bumblebee also has a firing missile, which can be inserted into his cannon. To fire it, press this yellow button on the side of the toy. Yeah, it isn't very powerful, but I like how his arm rises up for him to fire it, as well as the accompanying lights and sounds. The electronic features on this toy are very impressive, considering that it's 10 years old, and that it also transforms. Speaking of which, here we have Bumblebee in his Camaro mode, which just looks excellent. You can barely tell that this is a Transformer. It just looks like a regular toy car, and for me, those are the best kind of Transformers toys. On the front, we get the Chevrolet badge in the middle of the grille, with the headlights on either side. The hood looks great with the Autobot logo in the middle, and some visible joins. We do get some silver wipers at the bottom of the windshield, which is just a dull grey plastic like the windows on the doors and at the rear. You can also see some great detail of wing mirrors and handles on the doors as well. The Chevrolet logo can be found on the sides next to the wheels, which have some nice silver hubcaps. Near the back, you can see the silver gas cap, while on the back itself we get the license plate, another Chevrolet badge, twin exhausts, and some red brake lights. So, some visible joins are present on here, but from a distance, it is very impressive. If you're looking for a tutorial on how to transform, it still has some electronic features, which are triggered by pressing the Autobot logo. As you can hear, we get some engine sounds, and the headlights will light up blue, while the taillights illuminate red. This looks really great, but pushing the car along will cause it to emit some further sounds. And after a few minutes of inactivity, the sounds will shut off.
This concludes our radio broadcast.
Doing a size comparison, this is easily the largest Bumblebee, and let's be honest, it's the largest Transformer that I have in my collection. It's nearly twice the size of my Dark of the Moon MechTech Bumblebee, and also Ironhide, and easily towers over the smaller 6-inch figures, including the current Bumblebee and Optimus Prime figures from the last night. So overall, what do I think of this toy? Well, I really like it. The electronic features are amazing considering this is a toy made back in 2007, but they are somewhat clunky, and the noise of the servos churning as they make the toy come to life are a little bit grating. In robot mode, he looks fairly decent, and the moving parts definitely add to this. Even the car doors slightly move up and down to give this piece of plastic a bit more personality, and it works really well. But the car mode is where it definitely shines. It looks like a regular toy car, and there's little to suggest that it transforms, making it a genuine robot in disguise. I do love the light up headlights and the sound effects which play when it's in Camaro mode as well. In the end, it's an impressive and ambitious toy for its time, and as a collector, it's an item that I really do appreciate. I've been waiting such a long time to finally own this toy. Back in 2007, I would often see it in a toy store that I would visit